Pheasant out Pluto.
Alright, what's up everybody? Today I'll be showing you how to make professional effects on iPhone. The apps I will be using for this video is just VideoStar. You do need the full version on VideoStar to use these effects though. Also, thank you guys so much for 25,000 subscribers. I will be dropping my 25,000 subscriber special on Tuesday along with a big announcement. So I would have those notifications on so you get notified when I drop that video. But before we start this video, actually still 80% of you who watch my videos are still not subscribed. So if you could take 1 second out of your day and hit that sub button, it would mean a lot. But only hit that sub button if you did enjoy or learn something off of this video. This video is going to be broken up into 4 parts. Part 1 is going to be your first shake. Part 2 is going to be a second shake. Part 3 is going to be a coloring effect. And part 4 is going to be combining color effects. So this is the clip that I'm going to be using.
Pheasant out Pluto.
Alright, so just like that. So once you have, this is mostly going to be focused on effects. If you want to learn how to do really good timing, I would check out my last video, which is how to make a montage without any effects. Super good tutorial on how to make really good timing. So I'm just going to export this real quick and put it into VideoStar. Alright, so I have VideoStar opened and my project in here. So I'm basically just going to have the full clip in and I'm just going to press make video. The first thing that I'll be focusing on is shakes. So I'm going to show you how to make a very basic shake and a few variations to it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go right before I shoot. Right about there. And we're just going to press edit and quick split scene and just split it. So we have these two separate. And then I'm going to hover over the second one, press new, multi-layer, press the 1, which is going to be the first layer, and then you're just going to click on that. And you should have this. Alright, and now to make the shake, you press on the 1 and edit keyframes. So I usually like my shakes around like 0.20 seconds long. So I'm going to go to this first keyframe right here. You can see like the little red thing. We're going to go to this first keyframe and we're just going to basically move this all the way up. Like up here. And to get the grid, you tap in the left hand corner and you can turn the grid on and off. I like it on. So we have that. And then we're going to go about 0.20 seconds in. And we're going to go to options and center layer. So it looks like this. And then we're going to go to the first one again. And we're going to go 200. And then 100. And then 0.1 second in. We're going to drag that down to about 140%. So, quickly going over what I just did is set the first keyframe to 200%, set the second keyframe to 142% or 140, something around that area, and it should be good, and setting the third keyframe to 100%, so it zooms out like that. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to go off of the keyframe, and up where it says path, we're going to click on that. And we're going to go down and click on this one right here. So what it'll look like is that. And now we just have one last step to do one more step to do in this graph area. And we're going to go onto the last 2 keyframes right here and right here. We're going to click on the size, the little linear graph. Boom. And we're just going to click the little curve right there. And we're going to do that to both of the sizes. Basically what that does is it just makes the zoom more smooth. So we have that right now. And then all we have to do is go back. We have to go to color, tracking blur. So there's blur to it. Yeah, you can, so on the left hand corner, you can make the blur stronger or weaker. like that. I just keep it on the middle because I think that looks the best. And then we're going to go to mirror and click the one on the far right. So basically that means that there will be no like leftover area. So if I did not have the mirror on, you could see some of like the white on the outside when it zooms out, like right up there. But when we press mirror, it gets rid of that. And then all we have to do is press create. And then you can preview what you have, just like that. And now we can run it back to make sure that we like it. Yep, looks pretty good. But I'm going to show you guys, if you do not like that shake, and you guys want to do a different one, you can always go new, multi-layer. You can press the 1, and you can just press the first one, and it'll get rid of it. And you can make a new one. Alright, so that was the first shake. I'm going to show you how to do the second shake now. It's going to be almost the same thing. We're going to go to the first keyframe, except we're going to drag it to the corner. And then we're going to use the bottom left hand corner to put that on an angle. We can just make that how we want it. And then the same thing, about 0.20 seconds in, we can make a keyframe to make sure the size will be on 100. Then we can turn the size to 200. So we got size 200, size 100, and then on the first one we have the angle. Then we can go back to the second one, go to options, and center the layer. So it'll look like this. It looks a little wacky right now, but we're going to fix it. 0.1 second in, we are going to change the size to around 140. So pretty much the same steps as the first one, except we're putting it on an angle. And then about 0.5 in, we're going to change the angle back to regular. So it'll look something like that right now. So it looks kind of weird, but what we're going to do is we're just going to go off of the keyframes, and this is what it's going to make it look like a shake. We're going to click on that, and now it has that shake effect. And then what we did to the other one is on the size, we're going to press on the little curve and make sure each one is on the little curve. Boom. That's shake number 2, and we're just got to go back. We have to add our tracking blur, and we have to add the mirror. And now we can create that, make sure that we like it. Yeah, looks really good. And also, now, I have 2 shakes that I can decide from. If I like the first one, I don't have to redo it. I can go to select, and I can click the second one. So if I make multiple shakes, I have multiple options. So like there, and let's say I like the second shake that I did. I can just click on that, just like that. Alright, I kind of like this one better. So what I'm going to do is, alright, so those are your 2 shakes. You can play around with it. Just make sure you're using the same like keyframes and like the sizing. But you can do any angles. You can throw it wherever. And you can just get creative with it. So now that we're done with the shakes, I'm going to show you how to do some coloring. So I have my shake in here. And now we go to new, multi-layer. We can press the 1. And I like the second shake, so I'm going to click the second one. Or the first shake, so I'm going to click that second one. So I have this in here. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put 2 of them in here. And on this second one, I'm going to go to edit keyframes. And opacity means how much of the video will actually show. So if I put this on 0, none of the video will show. So on this first keyframe, I'm going to put it on 0, and about 20 in, I'm going to put it on 100. So it'll look like that. and then we go on the first one, and we can go to color, and now when we select any of these colors, it will fade it out. So by putting these keyframes on 0 to 100, it makes the fade out effect on the first one. So let me show you something. If this was still on 100, the effect would not show. But since the first one's on 0, this effect can show through the second one. Boom. And then also, if I did not even have the second layer, it would just look like this. So it would look really awkward. That's why I like that fade out. Boom. And then you can get really creative with this because you can do any of these colors. This literally works with any of these. And there's so many. So like, really, there's so many options, and you can really just do like any of these. I like this one. This one looks pretty cool. That one looks pretty nice. You have a bunch of glitch effects. You can do this one. This one's pretty cool also. This literally works for any of these effects. It's crazy. So I'm just going to go with this one for now, and we're going to press create. Just like that, we have made that. Alright, we have covered 2 shakes. We've covered 1 coloring. And now I'm going to get into combining effects. This is where it gets not too complicated, but it's a little bit complicated. It can get a little confusing. But if you slow this video down and you can just really pay attention to details, that would help a lot. So we're going to go to new multi-layer. And I'm just going to click on this first one to get rid of the effect that we did. And I'm basically just going to make 3 of these. Like that. And on the third one, we're going to do the 0 to 100 on opacity. And on the second one, I'm basically just going to set the keyframe to about 50. So what this does is that if you put a color on the first one, you'll be able to see it through the second one. So you'll have 2 colors going together. And then the third layer will have it fading it out. So on the first one, we're just going to click an effect that we like. I'm going to go with this cartoon in gray because I think it looks pretty nice. And then on the second one, I'm going to do like this TV black and white. So it gives like this purple effect. So it basically just combines these 2 effects. And once again, you can do this with any of these effects. So if I wanted, instead of cartoon gray, I wanted black and white. Boom. But I like the gray better. And let's say this one. Boom. Say we wanted this one. That one's pretty nice. I'm just going to go with this for now. And we can create it. Alright, and just like that, we have created our 2 shake effects and our 2 coloring effects. If you guys learned anything or enjoyed this video at all, please consider leaving a like or subscribing. Peace.